Hi, this is Jeffrey from MTB Guide, and in this video I'm going to show you how to replace the bearings and seals of the Crank Brothers egg beater pedals using the pedal refresh kit. In this example I'm using the egg beater 3 pedal, but the procedure for other egg beater models is similar. Since 2016, Crank Brothers introduced better bearings and double seals in response to the reliability issues. The refresh kit that I'm using here is suited for models from 2010 and up, so for older models this kit also counts as an upgrade. As an addition, I'm also showing you how to replace the thread contact sleeves, which can be bought separately to improve the interface between the shoe thread and the pedal. The tools needed for this repair are quite basic. You'll need a hammer, a socket wrench with an 8, 10 and 14 mm socket, a 6 and 8 mm hex wrench, grease, and clean rags. Additionally, a thread locker like Loctite is needed if you want to keep using your own end caps instead of replacing them with the standard end caps supplied in the pedal refresh kit. Also, I'm using a torque wrench to torque everything to spec, but that's not crucial. When you're also replacing the thread contact sleeves, you'll need a knife and a 17 mm socket. Parts used in this repair are the Crank Brothers pedal refresh kit and the Crank Brothers thread contact sleeves. You can find a link to the tools and the parts that I use in the description below. First, clean and remove the pedals from the bike to make servicing the pedals easier. On these egg beaters, I'm using these black thread contact sleeves that create a tighter fit between the shoe thread and the pedal. If you're not using these, you can skip this step and keep the small rubber bands on your pedals. Removing the sleeves is easiest done by using a knife and cutting them. I cut them for partial depth and then pry them off to prevent deep scratches on the pedal body. Next, hold the pedal body firmly and use the 6 mm hex wrench to remove the top cap. For older egg beaters, you might need to use a flat blade screwdriver. The nut is now exposed, which can be removed using an 8 mm socket. Put an 8 mm hex wrench in the spindle to prevent it from spinning and remove the nut. The pedal body sits now loosely on the spindle and can now be removed, including the seals. In the pedal body remain 2 bearings, one of which should come out easily. If not, you can use a 6 mm hex wrench to push out the Enduro bearing. For the glide bearing, you'll need to place the pedal body in a 14 mm socket, with the bearing facing towards the bottom. Use the rod included in the pedal refresh kit and slide it all the way down into the pedal body. It's a tight fit, but it should rest now on the edge of the bearing. Using a hammer, tap the bearing fully out of the pedal body. Now that everything is disassembled, clean the pedal body and the spindle before we start putting everything back together. In the pedal refresh kit, you find 2 bags. The smaller bag is used for several other pedals like the Candy, Mallet and DH, so we can put that bag aside. What you're left with are all the parts that we're going to need. We're starting with the pedal body and install the new glide bearing. Place the tapered side of the bearing on the pedal body with a 10 mm socket on top and tap it in with a hammer until it's completely seated. Additionally, this is where you install the thread contact sleeves. You can of course skip this step if you're not using these. Select the appropriate size of the thread contact sleeves and cut off any excess plastic. Check the orientation of the sleeves, since there's a notch on the inside that falls into the groove of the pedal body. Place the sleeve with the notch facing towards the pedal body and press the pedal on it until the sleeve is fully seated. For the other side, place the sleeve also with the notch facing towards the pedal body. It should only slide on the first part quite easily. Then, press the rest on with more force and use the 17 mm socket to get it completely seated. You can soak the sleeves in hot water prior to installing them if the sleeves are giving you a hard time. Now, grease the inside of the pedal body, excluding the threads, and place the new Enduro bearing. Place the bearing in straight and push it down fully with the 8mm socket until it's seated. Grab the spindle and install the outer and then the inner seal. Take note of the correct orientation. Grease the spindle and in between the seals, but not the threads. You can now put the pedal body and spindle back together. Gently push the spindle in the pedal body without pushing out the Enduro bearing. Place the nut on the end of the spindle. Put the 8mm hex wrench in the other end of the spindle to prevent it from spinning, and tighten the nut with an 8mm socket to 4 Nm. At this point there's still play in the pedal, which will be gone when the top cap is installed. For the top cap you have the choice to use the generic cap supplied in the pedal refresh kit, or use your old, colored end cap. In the latter case, add some new thread locker like Loctite to the threads of the top cap. Install the top cap with an 8mm hex wrench while holding the pedal body firmly. Finally, torque it down to 3 Nm. Spin and firmly pull on the pedal to check if there is no excessive play and everything turns smoothly. After that, you're ready to install the Eggbeater pedals back on the bike. Thanks for watching this repair of the Crank Brothers Eggbeater pedals. If you liked the video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't yet. MTB Guide brings you product reviews, how-tos and trail highlights, so if that's what you're into, definitely subscribe and you will be notified when a new video goes online. Have a nice day and I'll see you the next time.